Sup, fellas? Lock in real quick for me. Hey, do you realize that women would rather die alone than live a life with you? I know. Bold start. It's the truth, though, okay? Go look up the study that Stanford did. Vice put out an article on it. Go look it up, because I feel like there's some articles underneath it that are probably going to be critical reading for you at this juncture. Because what the fuck? Soren, one video. I need one.
When you thought the misogyny and the misandry was over, New York Post is the gift that just keeps on giving. So, written by Marissa Matozzo, we have a new article that now they're talking about. I saw they were talking about it on the Young Turks. They were talking about it in a couple of places. I spotted it at least a couple of times. Mankeeping is ruining dating for women who are tired of relationship burnout. I'm not your therapist. So basically, mankeeping in short, it basically means that men are supposedly suffering through a loneliness crisis, and it's causing women to have to expend more energy to upkeep the men and to deal with the men, despite the fact the men are suffering through this crisis or whatever. It's don't look too deep into it. It's really, really ridiculous. So, you can't take it too seriously. So, okay, it starts out. Turns out, oh, God damn it. It says, turns out the real reason she's not texting back might be because you treated her like your shrink. A recent study from Stanford has officially named the emotional labor sucking the life out of straight women, and they've called this mankeeping. And it's driving them straight out of the dating pool. The term refers to the exhausting unpaid gig. So as far as these women are concerned, everything, they're supposed to get paid for everything. Everything that they do that they're supposed to do, they're actually supposed to get paid for it. So, nowadays, you hear them talk, oh, yeah, well, being a wife, oh, my goodness, I work 50 hours a week and I don't get paid for it. It's like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, if you were a cave woman or some shit, you'd be doing the same shit. You'd be cooking Brontosaurus burgers, and you'd be keeping the cave children clean, and you'd also be cleaning up the cave. And, back then there was no finances or monetary compensation. So basically, the only benefit you really get is that you have a caveman who's walking around with a big stone, and if any other cavemen try to do anything to you, he's going to beat them over the head and crush their skulls. And the other thing is he's ready to jump up, and just in case like a saber-toothed tiger or a woolly mammoth or some shit tries to get into the cave to eat your ass, he just caves them over the head with the rock and kills them. And that's how it works. So the benefit that you get, because, everybody keep on asking, oh, what do you bring to the table? Well, the benefit in this case is the man, he brings security, and on top of that, he brings home the food because he goes out and hunts. And on top of that, he protects your ass from all these other cavemen that might do you wrong. So anyway, a recent study from Stanford has officially named the emotional labor sucking the life out of straight women mankeeping. Now, you know what's so funny about this sentence that I just read? Look what it says. Sucking the life out of straight women mankeeping. So here's my question. For gay women, you're telling me that there's no level of emotional how should I say, either exhaustion or distraction. You're telling me that gay women don't have anything remotely like this? You're just talking about straight women have this problem because they're dealing with men? Well, that's really interesting because I heard that the divorce rates are actually pretty high among our LGBT sisters. That's what I heard. So what you're basically saying is that this is a problem that only straight women have to deal with, but not gay women. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm pretty sure if it is, then I don't think your study reached deep enough. Anyway, let me keep going. It says the term refers to the exhausting unpaid gig of managing men's moods, stress, and social lives, all while trying to keep their own mental health afloat. So the women are suffering. Oh my God, how am I supposed to stay afloat if I have to deal with this man and I got to deal with myself? I mean, this is so exhausting. I mean, how am I supposed to go to work and manage all of this while my husband is out there building the goddamn planet? I've said this many, many times before. Women do not build anything. Women do not build anything. I can take snapshots right now. Well, it's Saturday right now. What is it? Saturday, 7 o'clock. If I were to take random snapshots at any place where something's getting built, whether it's a bridge, a tunnel, a space station, a satellite dish, I guarantee you that 95% or more of the people working on this are men. There may be one or two women, because like when you go to these construction sites nowadays, you see the men with the jackhammer, you see the men carrying all this heavy shit, walking around, they're dirty and they're stinking and they're carrying around all these heavy pipes and everything. But there's always one woman who's standing there with the stop sign or the slow down sign or the yield sign. Now she's not carrying nothing and she's not using the jackhammer. Women do not build anything. Men build. Women help men build. And that's just what it is. It's that simple. So now what you're dealing with, and it's funny because there was also a story very recently, I might mention it later. A pilot was basically, I guess you could say doxxed, but he wasn't really doxxed because he wasn't very smart. He's a known pilot. He has pictures on fucking Facebook. And what the guy did was he basically said that the flight attendants weren't going to get anything because they wouldn't agree to a deal that was offered to them. And he said that the person in charge, what they really should do is just go to like a flight attendant school or something to that effect, because they're a dime a dozen. So somebody else who must have been in aviation outed this pilot. I forgot what his name is off the top of my head. But what he was basically saying is these people who are flight attendants are arguing that they should get paid more money or as much as the pilots do. Now, some of these pilots are starving. Some of these pilots aren't making that much money. But then there's some pilots who might make $450,000 a year, because that was the number that was quoted. Now, me personally, doctors, pilots, surgeons, those are jobs I don't give a fuck how much they make. I will never be jealous of those people because they have such an amazing skill that, I mean, especially you think about a pilot. If you get me on my vacation from point A to point B and back in one piece, I don't give a fuck if they pay you $2 million a year. The bottom line is you made my vacation survivable by, taking off and landing the plane without cutting off the goddamn fuel switches and crashing me into India, into Bombay. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit if they pay you $10 million a year. As far as I'm concerned, you deserve it. But the flight attendants, they believe that they should be getting as much as the pilots get, and they don't want to settle on the deals that they were offered. And that prompted this pilot to get mad, and he was like, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. Y'all don't deserve to get paid what we get paid, because we're the ones who are doing all goddamn work. We're flying this freaking plane, and we're landing the plane. We're taking off. We're doing all this talk back and forth to air traffic control. How do you deserve to get paid that much? And all you're doing is walking back and forth, serving drinks and food, or wiping up baby poop or whatever. It's like you don't deserve that. As far as these women are concerned, no, they deserve $450,000 a year, and it's everything they do is a thankless job. Apparently, every single thing they do is a thankless job. What does it say? From decoding their partner's emotional constipation to playing middleman with his buddies, women are being cast as live-in therapists. So they're basically trying to make the argument that they're your therapist and they're not getting paid for it. This is ridiculous. social secretaries, and emotional scaffolding. And they're over it. Oh, I am so done. In the U.S., about 1 in 5 men claim they have no close friends, said Stanford postdoctoral fellow and developmental psychologist Angelica Puzzi. I just want you to notice that the person who wrote this article and this developmental psychologist, these are both women. I just want you to note that. Ferrara, during a talk at the Clayman Institute Faculty Research Shows. So her name is Angelica Puzio Ferrara. Okay? And then it goes on. Okay, so we got a picture here, and you got this Asian girl, and she's pissed off and tired of her thankless job supporting her Asian man, her Asian boyfriend, which is very interesting because usually, they usually have a mixed race couple in these things. Usually it's like a white guy or an Asian chick, or it's a black guy and a white chick, or it's it's a Hispanic woman and a black guy, or whatever it is. But it's usually like mixed couples. But anyway, a Stanford study, blah, blah, blah. It says in comparison to women's social networks, men's social networks in the United States and UK tend to be thinner in depth, less frequent in emotional disclosure, and more rarely relied on for support. Basically, he has no one else to talk to, so he trauma dumps on you. Now, let me just say this right here. I'll just stop right there and just say this. Oh, he has other people to talk to. They may not be close friends, but he does most likely have other people to talk to. And chances are it's not a man. Chances are when he's at work, chances are he has a work wife. Just like we saw at that Coldplay concert, chances are he's talking to some chick at work. And that's her work husband. Your husband is her work husband. Chances are at the second he finds a woman at his job that he can talk to, that's the one he's talking to. Now, as far as men not having many male friends, I would have to say that a lot of that might be due in part to the long work hours. It could also have something to do with social media. It could also have something to do with the fact men play more video games now than like ever before. Now, men do get together and they go to car shows and car meets and stuff like that. The only problem is nowadays it's like a lot of men don't like bunching up together because you never know when some asshole's going to come and now you got a fight get started. Sometimes men just don't want to hang out with each other. Either that or maybe they just, for whatever reason, they just don't have a close male friend living near them. Who knows what? There's lots and lots of reasons. There's lots and lots of reasons. Me, myself, I've got family members that I can talk to when I want to talk to. I can call them up. I've got some male friends who every now and then I get a call from them and they want to just chat and talk. Or they want to, go out or something like that. They want to hang and, at the bar or whatever. But the bottom line is, I think a lot of these younger men, I think it may have a lot to do with social media and they're spending too much time playing video games. Maybe, I don't know. But everybody's different, basically. But the long story about it is, it says he has no one else to talk to. I would say that, he's got someone else to talk to. The only problem is it's probably at work and it's probably a female. It's probably a work wife, probably. But let's see. It says Ferrara argues this male loneliness epidemic isn't just a him problem. It's a her burden. And it's pushing women to hit pause on relationships altogether. According to Pew Research, just 38% of single women are actively seeking love compared to 61% of men. See, this is your mistake, gentlemen. Get off these goddamn dating apps, because when they're saying 61% of men are seeking relationships, chances are you're on these goddamn dating apps. Now, you already see what these idiots did last week with that T app. They are literally trying to set your ass up. Not only is a dating app the height of a woman's hypergamy, but on top of that, now they're trying to take it to the next level. They're literally trying to set your ass up and they're trying to make profiles on you and share your personal data. So I keep saying, get off these goddamn dating apps. If you don't listen, you're going to get what's coming to you. And that's a warning. Okay, so anyway, the math adds up to one thing. Women are opting out of being therapists with benefits. Oh God, this freaking shit. This stupid, these articles. They got all this shit going on in the background, and it just totally messes up everything. What is this? Uh-oh. Where was it? Jesus Christ, this is annoying. Oh, yes. The math adds up to just one thing. Women are opting out of being therapists with benefits. This is the labor that women take on to shore up losses in men's social networks and reduce the burden of this isolation on families, on the heterosexual bond itself, and on men, Ferrara explained. Okay, so now you got this angry woman right here. She's arguing with the boyfriend. Says mankeeping is the thankless, unpaid gig where women juggle men's mood, stress, and social lives while barely staying sane themselves. All right, let me just explain something. First of all, women themselves, they decided to allow corporations to trick their dummy asses into going into the workforce. When men went to war to fight in World War II and World War I, and men were over there getting their heads blown off, getting their legs blown off, getting their limbs blown off, women were at home. And because the workforce shifted during that time, and now you had women working in factories, making bullets, making bombs. You got the women who are flexing their muscles. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm a feminist. Hey, yeah, I can do this. I'm Betsy the Riveter, and I can put rivets in a B-2 bomber and all this shit, or B-52, I should say, a B-52 bomber. So anyway, women allowed corporations to sucker them out of the house. So now women are in the workforce. Okay, fine. Women are in the workforce, but guess what? On top of being a woman in the workforce and showing up to your job, you also have a job at home. Because in absence of you being on that workforce and in that job, you would just be a housewife, and your job would simply be keeping your man afloat. Your job would be a homemaker. Your job, when your man is going out to build the world, he's going out to build shit. And when he gets home, your job is to give him food, sex, and some peace and some silence. Your job would have been to keep the kids clean and to make sure his steak is warm. In return, he's going out, getting the food, getting the money for the food, making the money, whatever it is. He's going out there and he's doing the heavy lifting. That's the bottom line. But what you decided to do was you're going out there to do heavy lifting yourself in that workspace that you're in. And chances are it's not even heavy lifting. It's probably light work. But you're complaining. And you're complaining about your work life. And then you're bringing that home. And you're not as supportive. Maybe it's because you're exhausted, but that's not his fault. And it may not even be your fault. Maybe it's the fault of the economy, or maybe it's the fault of all the people who came before us. The bottom line is you're not doing enough. You're not doing enough, and now you're complaining about every little thing. And that's the bottom line. Your job, this man is going, that's why men die early. It's like men go out there, they work themselves to death. Your job is to keep them going back to work. That's your job. Your job is to, okay, he had a tough day at work, jackhammering and riveting and bridges and all that shit. And when he comes home, you're supposed to fuel that guy. You're supposed to have his food ready. You're supposed to give him some fuel. And if he might be so tired, he ain't even thinking about sex. But if he is thinking about sex, you're supposed to sex him up. You're supposed to give him his fuel. And you're supposed to get him ready to go back to work the next day to keep working himself to death. But you don't accept that. And now you're complaining about everything. So now you're feeling like a fraction of what a man feels going out there and working himself to death. But now you're complaining because you're not doing enough of your job for him, and now you have less time and energy to do for yourself. So I don't know what to tell you. I guess you're just going to have to suffer. So it says the barriers that men are facing in their relationships have the potential to expand women's labor on men's behalf. In other words, it's not just one needy boyfriend, it's a system. Ferrara dubs this draining duty mankeeping. So they got a goddamn term for everything. We looked at these other terms that came up last week. It's so exhausting, all these new terms. Likening it to kin keeping, the thankless job of maintaining family bonds, which also mysteriously ends up in women's laps. And the root of it all, stunted male friendships and toxic masculinity. Yeah. Ferrara says that naming this invisible labor is a first step towards equity. No, it's not. It's just another in a long list of new words that you're trying to create in order to blame men for everything while y'all are just complaining about everything. And then the funnier thing about it, today alone, I've heard no fewer than maybe 4 or 5 different podcasters talking about women being upset that men aren't approaching them, men aren't seeking dating, and men aren't talking to them out in the open. Men are not publicly approaching these women. I've seen no fewer than 5 of those today. And it's not even 8 o'clock yet. Yeah, these men don't want to approach you because, and it's funny because I had to deal with some women, some females this week. And to tell you the God's honest truth, some of you really, really, really are not nice to be around. Some of you are insufferable. And I don't even want to name names, but some of you are absolutely insufferable. And nobody wants to be around you at all. At all. You're just insufferable. You just suck the joy out of living. I understand how Al Bundy felt with Peg. And she didn't cook for him, he didn't want to have sex with her no more, or she didn't make herself interesting or at all or whatever, and she was always berating him and this, that, and other. But some of y'all are just insufferable, and I don't know what some of these men go through, but some of you are just terrible to be around. They don't even want to be around you. It's like, if they have to engage you for some reason to get something done, they just want to get it done, and then they just want to get away from you. And this is a highly subjective comment I'm making, but you know who you are. And maybe you don't even recognize it. Maybe you don't recognize how insufferable you are. That's the reason why the men ain't approaching you. That right there is the reason. Maybe it's because, they're going to... they just don't want to approach you. They don't even want to talk to you. This is why the passport bros, we're telling men to get their passports and to go overseas to experience life and dating somewhere else. America is just not it. This American dream is a dream for a reason. You have to be asleep to believe this shit, because whatever you thought you were going to get out of this country, you ain't going to get it. Chances are at this point you ain't going to get it. A lot of you, you're not going to own homes. A lot of you, you're broke. A lot of you see, and that's the reason why so many of these women are complaining so much on these online. We saw the T app. We saw the Uber app. They're talking about women pairing themselves with other women and everything. Men don't want to deal with you. And y'all call it toxic masculinity, and you call it misogyny, a deep mistrust of women and this, that, and other. They just don't want to deal with you. But the problem is they can't go anywhere. So what we're telling them as passport bros, we're telling them, no, listen, get your passport. And what you need to do is figure out how much time you can get away from this place. And even if it means that a couple of times a year you got to go down to Brazil or Colombia or whatever it is, you need to get away from this place, and you need to experience what dating and life is like elsewhere. And now you're seeing it, and now you're afraid of it, because now all these articles popping up that, the men aren't talking to us. The men ain't, you can't ask me out for a date? No, I don't want to ask you out for a date. I want to save my money so that I can take it to Maria in Colombia. I don't want to give it to you. I want to save my money so that I can go see Maria in Colombia. I want to save my money so I can see Mei Ling in Thailand or whatever it is. I don't know what it is because it's subjective. Every man's got his own kink. I don't know what it is. But yeah, some of y'all are just horrible to be around. It's like, and you could easily say, yeah, some men are insufferable and you're terrible to be around too. Okay, fine. I can accept that. A lot of these dudes aren't the best. A lot of these dudes are basic. I'll tell you where a lot of them are. They're on Facebook talking shit to each other. That's what they're doing. They're on there making racist memes and they're making racist comments and stuff. And a lot of it's actually funny. And that's where they're spending all their time. And if they're not doing that, they're playing video games. Bottom line is they don't have time for you. And that's where the point of contention is. They ain't got time for you. And you feel that they should be making time for you, and they are completely ignoring you. And that's where the point of contention is. So anyway, let's keep going. It says, recognizing and naming this form of gender labor may be important for making women's emotional work more visible and hopefully more equal, she stressed. There is no such thing as equality. I have to break it to you, dear. There's no such thing as equality. The workload is not equal. While you're complaining about how hard it is to keep a house clean and how hard it is to get a steak warm, and you're complaining how hard it is to wash a baby or whatever it is. This man is out there building submarine space stations and all types of shit, and you're just complaining. While you're complaining about how much money you're getting paid as a flight attendant, this man is wondering, will he be able to take off and land that plane without crashing that shit? And his mind is so messed up, he might reach for the fuel cutoff switch and turn off the fuel to both engines. And he's just trying to focus on landing, but he's got so much on his mind. Meanwhile, you're back there serving drinks. It's like, no, the workload is not equal. It's not equal. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's not. So anyway, until then, more and more women are swiping left on Mankeeping. Well, go ahead. Obviously, these men aren't concerned with what you're swiping left or right. Obviously, they don't care. I would think that's obvious. But see, the reason why y'all are so interested is because the economy's kicking your ass. Every time I go out and I'm driving, I'm seeing fewer and fewer women in these Range Rovers. I'm seeing fewer and fewer boss babes. Yeah, I see a couple of them when I go on Instagram and I'm looking, I see the Dubai. You got these women in Dubai and their husbands are filthy rich and the women are getting in and out of rich cars and they just change their shoes before they get into the car, out of the car. Yeah, I see that, but that's not happening here. Lately here, the women are getting their asses kicked by this economy. Mortgage rates are unaffordable. Mortgage, taxes, and insurance are unaffordable. It's like, do you know how many female co-workers and friends vent to me about how the taxes where they live are kicking their ass? It's more than 3. I'll tell you like that. Do you know how many female work wives and female acquaintances that I know who have vented to me about all types of shit, and I just listen, that because I'm such an easy person to I just listen, and the shit that I hear, it's enough to either put you to sleep or turn your stomach. Okay, so we got another picture right here. We got this Asian girl right here, and she's like, yo, listen, you're bothering me. And she put her hand up in the dude's face and everything. It says, as the Post previously reported, some say it's just a wholesome fad. Others are calling it a remedy for the male loneliness epidemic. This is a remedy? Really? Okay. In a surprising sweet new trend, bros, mostly Generation Z, but not exclusively, are picking up the phone and dialing their dudes just to say good night. God damn. That's a mess. It says, and the waterworks are flowing. One viral TikTok with over 3 million views shows a user filming her husband ringing up a pal. I haven't seen that. Hi, what's up, man? I'm about to go to bed, and I'm just calling you to tell you good night, he says without a hint of irony. Cue the collective swoon. What the hell? Wait. Oh, shit, I got moved again. I hate these websites. Okay, yeah, I was just calling you to say good night. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. It's like there's like so much junk on these pages. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So much junk, and I'm not paying y'all nothing. I'm not giving the New York Times, I wouldn't give you $1. What is this? A New York Post, I wouldn't give you nothing either. Okay, so without a hint of irony, you got guys calling up each other just to say goodnight. And then it says, his friend caught off guard replies, "Why? Are you thinking of me for real?" Oh no, this is getting a little tasty and delicious right here. I don't like the way this is going. It says, after the man sweetly says he loves him, the surprised pal answers, "God damn, I love you too." Ellipsis. "I don't know what to say. You caught me off guard." Okay, this is getting a little weird. Viewers were all in. One commented, "In all seriousness, this is how you fight the male loneliness epidemic. Just be friends with each other." All right, so once again, we've got a article that ends. It just ends abruptly, just like that. You've got all of these psychobabble, fake ass studies being done, and it's just dumb at this point. No, men do have a problem. Their problem is that they need to get their passports, all of them, and they need to fly abroad, and they need to reset their expectations on life. That's the problem. Because living here, they're not gonna get, what is this? It says Blockbuster store on starvation gets a correction. Ugh. Yeah, but them people are gonna catch hell over there, man. Let's see. I don't know if I can go to this TikTok because, I'd almost like to see this. Uh-oh.
Hey, what's up, man?
What are you doing?
Not much. About to put Vincent to bed. I'm about to go to bed, and I was just calling you to tell you good night.
What?
I'm just calling you to tell you good night. I'm about to go to bed.
Why?
Could somebody please tell me, why is this guy wearing sunglasses in the house? "I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Why do you have your sunglasses on? You're in a house. And you said you're putting somebody to bed, so it's late. Why do you have your sunglasses? This is weird.
Just that time of the night, man. Just about to go to bed. Call you, tell you good night. Sweet dreams.
Wait, whoa.
Are you thinking of me for real?
Yeah, I'm calling to tell you good night. What do you think?
What do you mean? Goddamn, I mean, I love you too. I mean, shit. I don't know what to say. I mean, you caught me off guard. Yes.
The
I love you too. Yeah.
I love you too.
All right, okay. So first things first, I'm not calling up any men, and I'm not saying goodnight to nobody. I'm not doing it. That is just very odd. I'm not doing that. And this is just very, very strange to me. But, this is what's happening. They got these men so screwed up that it's like you got stuff like this happening at this point where these men, if they're not playing these are grown men sitting and playing Call of Duty, sitting and waiting for we got Battlefield 6 is coming now. So it used to just be Grand Theft Auto 6, but now we got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and now you got Battlefield 6. Everything's a 6 now. So yeah, the men do have a problem. They're sitting playing fucking video games. They're in there, they're playing, and the women say it themselves. They say, "Yeah, I don't like coming home and seeing you sitting playing video games in your underwear." And I do see that there are issues there because these are grown men and this is not what they're supposed to be doing. But this is what they're doing. And now you have a whole generation of this shit that is a mess. Now, supposedly, I don't know if this person's really Generation Z. I'm looking at his shirt. It says he's Reconstruction Services LLC or something like that. I don't know how old this guy is. But let me tell you something. I ain't calling up no guy to, "I love you, man, good night," and all that. That's not happening. Come on, really? This is just weird. This is so weird. But the women are saying, "Oh no, this is therapeutic. This is what you should be doing." No, this is not. This is not it. This is not it. I'm so listen. If you disagree with me, you can say so. I won't take offense. This is not it. This is absolutely not it. In fact, that's what you're there for. As a woman, you're supposed to be the last person he's talking to that night. And he's supposed to, oh, yes, I love you, honey, good night. That's normal. The rest of this shit ain't, like, I'm not saying you can't call your friend, but what they're trying to push here, it's like, I'm sorry, I ain't feeling it. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling it. You know, like, I don't mind calling a family member, a male family member, and be like, yeah, how was your job today? How's work? You know, how's everything going? Blah, blah, blah. I'll do that. But, no, I'm sorry. And I mean, listen, it's subjective. If you have close friends, maybe you feel differently about it and everything. Okay, fine, that's cool. But, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it.
My guy. I feel like this needs to just be a series. Talks with Soren, because every time I pull out my camera, he has to be in it. It's mandatory at this point. Okay, so here's the thing. There was the whole trend going around where Man of the Year and other things like that. And after seeing the absolutely abysmal dating stories that I've seen, and I know a lot of it's for clout and all the crap, but it's the truth. Women have been screaming from the rooftops for years, and it's just kind of gotten worse and worse and worse, especially with the podcast and all the other things and people monetizing off of the hatred for women, because, like, what's fucking new? But you're in an interview and you guys are not getting the job, and it's for a reason. And if you are, the bar is so low, dude. If you're single, okay, and you're looking and you're not getting any play, I promise you, my guy, it's you.
So then, now you got a bunch of articles about men not approaching women. New York Post had one 2 weeks ago. Why single men aren't approaching women in person anymore. I'm so sick of this. Now, I would have read that one except for there's one that came a day ago from EV Magazine. So obviously this is written by women, right? Oh, God, here we go. Thank you for reading, EV. I'm not paying you anything. I don't want to give you an email. I don't want to give you anything. Leave me alone. All right, so you know what? I guess I won't be reading that one. Back to homepage. Shh. Okay, so I won't be reading that one. God damn it. Jesus. Everybody's trying... Now, understand something. Everybody's trying to get you to subscribe to something because they're trying to milk you for money over a long period of time. I'm not subscribing to nothing. I'm sorry. I'm cheap. And I'm just not doing it. We'll look at the New York Post instead. Why single men aren't approaching women in person anymore. I'm so sick of this. By Fabiana Buontempo. It says, in today's digital dating world, where single people would often rather meet a potential suitor online, one of the main complaints, particularly from women, is that people rarely approach someone they're interested in person anymore. A North Carolina model who said she hasn't been on a date in almost a year blames her good looks for intimidating men and preventing them from striking up a conversation with her. It's difficult being this hot. The single woman told Jam Press, men think I'm too beautiful to date or worry that I'll turn them down. You know what? First of all, this whole thing about her not going on a date in a whole year, I don't believe that. I personally think that chances are she's probably dating somebody and probably engaging in sex with them. But what she's looking for is some other simp to come take her out on expensive dates. Because, it's funny. And let me just say this. As a man, I experience this shit all the time. Let's say it's getting late. It's like between lunchtime and dinner time. And I just want something simple to eat. Sometimes all I want might be a $9 or $10 gyro. And maybe it's a lamb gyro. Maybe it's a salad platter where it's like lamb and chicken over rice with a big salad on it, right? And that's all I want. But I'm on my way to get that, and then all of a sudden I get a call from a woman. Oh, I want to go. You want to go out? And it's like, not really, no. But you're not supposed to say no. and they want to go out to the expensive restaurant. They want to go out to the Fogo de Chao, or they want to go out to Red Lobster or something, just something expensive. And I'm like, all I really wanted was just a gyro, or maybe I just wanted a burger, or maybe I just wanted some tacos from Taco Bell, and I was just going to get this $8 or $9 meal. But now you go out with them, and now you're looking at a $180 bill. And that might be including the tip if you're lucky. And you're like, wait a minute. Oh, my God. So wait a minute. It's past 3 o'clock, so that means you're paying dinner prices instead of paying lunch prices. It's just like when you go to like a China buffet. If you get there before like 3 o'clock, you might be paying like $10 a person. But if you get there after 3 o'clock, you're paying $20 a person. So it just went from a $20 meal to a $50 meal, because now you got to factor in the drinks, you got to factor in the tip, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the thing. Some of these women are so desperate for attention, and they're desperate to be taken out. And all of a sudden, it's like you get that call, and you're like, oh, shit. And you already know what it's about. And they just, a lot of them are desperate for attention. Oh, I'm so gorgeous. I intimidate the men. I'm so gorgeous. Men are afraid to take me out. Oh, God. Look at this picture right here. Look at this guy. He looks exhausted. It says, women are frustrated that men rarely approach them in public. Other women, as explained in the Reddit thread, blame men for not knowing how to appropriately approach women. What do you mean appropriately? Anyway, I think they, the men, can approach women for non-sexual conversation. Excuse me. All right, let's just put a stop to this shit right here. If a man approaches you in public asking about dating you, there's nothing non-sexual about that. The only reason why he's even remotely interested in talking to you is because of the driving underlying desire of sexuality. That's it. You think the men are purposefully going up to you, hey, I've got an extra $100. Why don't I buy you a couple of drinks? And while we're at it, let's talk about the real estate prices. In fact, you know what? Since we're not having a sexual conversation, how about we talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, seriously? You don't really believe that, do you? No man is doing that. No man. Come on. Now, I'll say this, though. If I knew that there were some women around and all they wanted to do was just sit in like Starbucks and just play chess, I would bring my chessboard and we would just sit there and play chess. And there'd be nothing, I wouldn't have, I'm not trying to get in your pants or anything. I'm trying to checkmate your ass. I don't know too many women who do anything of the sort. Like, if I knew that there were women who had hobbies like mine, I'd meet up with you and we could, we hang out. But here's the problem. That's going to lead to sex eventually, because it'd be like, hey, you're pretty good at this. Let's have some sex. It's like, come on, ladies. What are you, stupid? Are you just pretending to be this coy? I mean, come on, seriously? So anyway, it says, I think the men can approach women for non-sexual conversation. Yeah. Oh, how about those nuclear submarines? Did you hear about that? Man, let me tell you something. You walk up to a woman on some non-sexual shit and she's going to think you're an idiot or a queer or a moron or whatever it is that they're going to say about you. Come on, really? You're going to walk up to a woman, hey, did you hear anything about those credit card rewards that Discover Card is offering? Oh, come on. What are you going? You ain't got nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk about. What are you going to talk about? Oh, yeah. I was thinking about the Ukraine-Russian war. What do you think President Medvedev should say to Trump? There ain't no women out there talking about that shit. Come on, really? I mean, come on. Seriously. It says somehow these fools refuse to recognize that we are humans. Listen, ladies, you're women, and as women, the men, I'm sorry to say, are only interested in one thing. I'm sorry. But anyway, it says we could talk about without going straight to how to insert body part is attractive. If they can't have a respectful conversation, then please don't approach. Okay, well, guess what, ladies? You just cut like 99% of the men out of your conversation life or whatever this nonsense is. See, this is what kills me. What you're really looking for is you're looking for men to just come up to you and start spending money. And that's what it really comes down to. You're looking for drinks. You're looking for dinner. You're looking for movies. Because, even movies are expensive now. I go to the movie theater. It's like per person, that shit is like $25. So that means it's $50 a person. And then you're going to want to eat something afterwards. So that's another, God knows how much that is. And that's what this is really coming down to. You don't want to put out, but you want to take in as much as you can get. And that's what this is coming down to. It's like, come on, we're not stupid. What is this? Another opinionated comment. And by the way, I mean that. If I knew that there were women who were like hanging out and they were bringing chessboards with them and they just want to sit and play chess, I would go to that. Believe me, I'd go to it. Because, like, I'm trying to checkmate the shit out of some people. Like, I'm beating the crap out of people online. And I wouldn't mind going to a place where I know that people are going to be doing the same exact thing. But that doesn't happen. You don't see it. Unless it's, like, homeless guys. And I don't feel like playing with them. Because they're looking for money, too. So, anyway, the men who care about not making women uncomfortable don't talk to us anymore because they think hello is enough to upset us. The men who don't care if we're uncomfortable don't care. They still approach. The wrong men stopped talking to us. Yeah, the wealthy men. So anyway, a recent video of a woman dressed for a night out openly sharing her frustrations, hoping an eligible guy would chat her up, made its way to X. The clip has gone viral and caused quite a stir online. Oh, God, I gotta watch the video now. It's hard to decipher what exactly she's saying in the video, but it sounds like, a man better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. She said it in the video. It's very fucking simple. Okay. Why? Here they got the video. Why are so few young men approaching girls now? Maybe it has something to do with Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty 6 and Grand Theft Auto 6. It might have something to do with that. But anyway, massive shift underway where you have 8 to 9s yearning to be chatted up. So you're telling me that these women are 8s and 9s. That's what you're telling me. Okay, first of all, chances are, if the men rated you, chances are they're not going to say 8s and 9s. Chances are. Now, on my rating scale, there are no 10s because a 10 would be perfect. And none of you are perfect at all. Some of these dudes are simps and they believe in dimes and 10s. I do not believe in 10s. There are no 10s. No 10s. In order for you to be a 10, like, it would be impossible for you to be a 10. God would have to first of all, I'm really sorry to say this. God can't create a 10. God tried to create a 10 with Eve, and we all know how that went. Eve, the first chance she got, she betrayed Adam and she betrayed God at the same time because the snake was like, hey, you know what? The reason why God doesn't want you to eat this fruit over here is because it'll make you as smart as him. And if you're smart like him, you'll be smart. And they don't want you to be smart. They want you to stay barefoot and dumb. And they don't want you to be able to speak good English. And they want you to stay barefoot and pregnant. And they just want to keep you over here. And they want to keep you dumb as rocks. So what did Eve do? Eve took that apple, ate it, and then she fed some to Adam. So basically, God tried with Eve. He tried. That was a complete monumental failure. A complete monumental failure. It was such a failure that he literally had to kick them out of the Garden of Eden because he just didn't want to be reminded about how bad a failure that was. So, in order for God to create a 10, he would literally have to turn air into a woman right now. He'd have to like take the air and turn it into a woman. Okay, she has zero body count. She wants to get married. She's got a full head of hair. She smells good. She knows how to cook. She cleans and she doesn't complain about it. And she's got childbearing hips, like she's ready to have some children. And she won't cheat. And she doesn't lie, and you don't have to worry about her going on social media to shake her ass on TikTok to try to attract other men into her DMs. Now, do I believe that God could hit all of those check boxes? I'm sorry, the answer is no. I don't believe it, because if he built that woman, if he built a 10 right now, she's gonna end up just as bad as the rest of these hoes. She's gonna be shaking her ass on TikTok. She's going to be have a work husband. She's going to be cheating on you verbally and physically and mentally. She's going to be cheating on you. And even if he invented her right now, if he put her right here, and he was like, yeah, guess what? She's fresh off the press. She's got a zero body count. To tell you the truth, I don't even think I'd believe it. Honestly, I'd be like, wait a minute. Are you sure? And I'd be like, yeah, no, trust me. She's fresh off the press. Zero body count. She wants to get married and have children. Well, now you got to worry about getting married to her, because maybe she might divorce your ass, like Jeff Bezos' wife. But then again, he was cheating on her. But the thing about it is, it's like I don't know. That would feel like a bear trap to me. It's like, wait a minute. As soon as I step in this is a trap, and I'm gonna get caught, and she's gonna feed me the bad apple, and next thing you know, I'm gonna be kicked out of Eden. It's like, I just don't believe it. There are no 10s. I'm going to say it like that. Now, there's a couple of simps online who still run around talking about dimes and gassing women's head up and gaslighting about 10s and dimes and all that. That's bullshit. There's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as a 10. There's no such thing as perfect. I don't care what anybody says. I'm willing to fight for that viewpoint forever and ever. Amen. So what is this? Let's see her. What is this?
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
Okay.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. Oh my god. Touch a boob, buy a drink. I mean, it's like very fucking simple.
All right. Now, first of all, she's a blonde, white woman, single white female. What is this? Tasteful Lindy is the, what is this? The screen name, the handle and everything. All right. As far as I'm concerned, see, here's the problem. No matter how good she looks, listen to the attitude. Oh, yeah, I'm sick and tired of this shit. You gonna buy me a drink or what? That attitude right there. This is when I said that some of these women are insufferable and just hard to be around, and you don't even want to be around them. It doesn't matter what they look like. This is what I'm talking about. And think about it. She's going towards a date with that attitude. Who'd want to deal with that? Who'd want to be around somebody who's, I don't even know what the word for it is, anxious? Who'd want to be around that? It's just insufferable. It's just sad. So it says, this gave plenty of people an opportunity to chime in with their controversial thoughts on the subject. I guess I just did too. Men aren't scared, they're numb. Approaching women in the past was a sacred expression of courage, humor, risk, and play. Now it's suspect. One tweet read in response to this woman's declaration. Okay? The media has manipulated everyone into perceiving a man approaching a woman in public as taboo. Okay, first of all, well, the American media has. Like, they still get it in other countries. They do it the right way. Trying to explain why men are no longer going to women in public to buy them a drink or get their name. They're cowards, quipped someone else, clearly blaming men. They would just call us creeps, read another tweet in response. And that right there is the end of that story.
Like the Man of the Year trend, and then the of course, the responses from, sir, can I get 2 seconds? The response from men about where are you finding them? Da 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 da. Dude, it's your dad. It's your uncle. It's your best friend. There is no caliber to go off of anymore. It's one and the same. So if you want to be different, be different. If a woman says to you, hey, that hurts me. Hey, that's problematic. Hey, don't do that. It's actually misogynistic. This is based in patriarchy, da 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 da, and so on. The way that women do oftentimes when women say no, it means no. It doesn't mean convince me. These are basic things that I feel like men should know, but apparently we need it broken down.
A couple other stories here, but I'm not going to read them all because you pretty much get the picture. It says 30 women share screenshots of cringy men hitting on them, then not taking no for an answer. Then there's this other one. It says creep banned from approaching women in Torquay. I don't even know what that is. Confidence Not Money Attracts Women by Yul Adochi. He must be African. The two ways we approach men's problems are both wrong. Make America Frisky Again. That was February 2025, so that was a long time ago. I'm not going to read that. If you like catwalk, no man will approach you in the streets abroad. Oh, what? All right. So anyway, I don't even want to know. I don't know about this guy in Torquay. I don't know what that is. The man was branded a potential danger to women. Yeah, he looks off. A creep has been banned from approaching women in Torquay after police deemed him a potential danger to women. Now, think about this. In some of these countries, you can actually get banned from being able to even go up and talk to women. That's crazy. And I bet in this country, the women would appreciate this guy because at least he's giving them attention. It says Wayne Craig Abbott's 50 and of no fixed abode in Torquay was handed a sexual risk order by a court on June 12th. SROs are sought by police when someone is thought to pose a risk of harm but has not been convicted. So basically, this is like pre-crime. It's like, yeah, this guy might walk up on you and do something funny. So what we're doing is we're making him a pre-criminal. All right, it says he was deemed a potential danger to women by Torquay police, leading to the SRO being granted. Abbots will need to abide by strict conditions for the next 3 years. No talking to women, you predator, you. Abbots must not loiter around, approach, or follow any lone female or group of females other when okay, you made a mistake with you gotta proofread this shit. Okay? Other when it is unavoidable in the course of lawful daily life. So you're not allowed to approach a woman or a group of women if you're on the train, apparently. And you're just using the train because you got to get to work. This is stupid. So anyway, he must not remain in contact with any female who has made it clear that such contact or communication is unwanted. And you also got to remember, in Europe, they have bullshit rules like this where literally women can accuse you of unwanted contact and shit if you just try to talk to them. And they actually have rules like that over there. I'm kind of reading one right now. Look at this guy. Yeah, I don't trust him either. This guy looks like somebody I know, and I don't trust that guy either. Yeah, this guy right here is a creep. Definitely a creep. Okay, so that's the story right there. But, oh, wait. It says continue reading. It says this includes contact or communication by any means, directly or indirectly. Okay, abbots must not make any sexualized remarks or gestures in a public place, which is likely to cause alarm or distress. If abbot breaches the SRO, it would be a criminal offense, which can lead to 5 years in prison. Wow. Inspector Rob Harvey said an SRO imposes restrictions on an individual with the intention of managing that risk of harm. So, we're not talking about sexual assault or rape. We're talking about he can't even talk to these chicks because if they find out that he's got this SRO, this guy, Abbots, could literally go to jail for 5 years because the women said, yeah, you know what, you're creepy. Yo, that is crazy. But you know what? Me personally, I'm sick. I feel just like the chick in the orange dress. I'm sick and tired of it too. I'm going to say it one more time, and that's where I'm going to end. Men, get your passports. Young men, get your passports. You need to experience dating outside of America. You need to experience women outside of America. You need to experience life outside of America. And I'm not just talking about the Caribbean. I'm talking about you need to go far. You need to get as far away from America as possible. For me, it's Southeast Asia. Sometimes Southeast Asia, sometimes East Asia. I haven't really gone to South America at all yet. I've gone to Dominican Republic. I didn't really like Dominican Republic that much. But y'all need to get, I don't know what your kink is. I don't know what kind of women you like. It's all subjective. You need to get out of this country. You got to get out of this country. And I guarantee you, it will change your entire outlook. I could tell stories of the dates that I've been on in foreign countries. The first time I went to a foreign country, I went to China. And I went over there to China, and I met a chick. And I did not even try to talk to her. And it was so crazy because when I was over there, I wasn't even thinking. I went over there, I wasn't even thinking about women at all. And this chick approached me. I swear to God, she approached me. And she wanted to hang out. She wanted to talk and date. Man, let me tell you something. Greatest dates I've ever been on outside this freaking country, man. And, I was just a student at that time. But she was so nice and so nice to be around and so nice to be with. And it was like day and night to being in America. And what was funny was when I went there, I had a girlfriend here. And again, it was like day and night. And I was like it changed my outlook. It changed my total outlook. Get your passports, gentlemen, please. Get your passports. There's one of my friends who's on YouTube. He has a channel. It's called There's More to Life. You need to experience more. If you get stuck, especially in America, this place is diseased at this point. This place is absolutely diseased. You need to get out of here. You need to go abroad, and you need to experience something else. I would recommend Thailand. I would recommend Japan, South Korea, maybe China too, if you could go there. I recommend Brazil. Well, I hate to recommend Brazil and Colombia, but a lot of you dudes keep going down there because them girls got the big bubble butts. You got the big booty Latinas down there. You got these brown skin, black skin, dark skin, light skin, white skin Latinas. And these dudes here, when they get their passport and they get down there to Medellin, these dudes are losing their goddamn minds. They're going crazy down there. They're going crazy. And I just think that if you're going to go to one of these countries, you go to a place that's nice and safe, because this way you don't have to worry about any of these chicks trying to put nothing in your drink or something like that. I go to countries that have totalitarian rule over their people and make it so that tourists are 100% safe, because if any of their people try anything to the tourists, they literally get executed. So I don't have these problems. But every now and then you hear about a tourist going to one of these countries in South America because they got like crazy lawless and chaos and shit going on down there. In certain parts. But bottom line is, I don't know what your kink is, but if that's what you like these big booty Latinas, go on down. Don't do it because I told you to. Just get your passport and go where you want to go. Just go somewhere, please. And I guarantee you, if you spend about 2-3 weeks out there, somewhere, wherever you go, maybe a month, it'll change your entire outlook on the world. But you got to get your passports, because there's more to life than being here. And they try to pin the whole thing on a male loneliness epidemic. Yeah, well, if there was a way that we had a land bridge like the Native Americans, if we had a land bridge to the Philippines, or we had a land bridge to Thailand, or we had a land bridge to the Southeast Asia or Far East or whatever it is, there wouldn't be a loneliness epidemic, because those people outnumber us, and there's more than enough women over there to make the men here happy. because most of y'all are insufferable. It's like nobody. They just don't want to deal with you. That's the That's the real problem. They would rather sit home in they drawers, in their underwear. They would rather sit home and play Call of Duty, and they just running around in circles shooting each other in the back. They would rather do that. They would rather be playing Battlefield 6. They would rather be playing Grand Theft Auto where they're simulating stealing cars. They would rather do that than hang out with you. So what does that tell you? That like a lot of you are absolutely just insufferable. And that's what I'm saying. Guys, get your passports and get out of here. Go experience this mortal life. Thank you very much.
Now, do I let a man control my life? Yeah, but he's fluffy and cute and he actually brings me joy. What joy are you bringing to the table is a question I feel like a lot of you need to ask. So, hi baby. There is so much more to say on this topic, and I will when I can escape my fur baby. But here's the thing. I need a lot of you to ask, what are you bringing into a relationship that will benefit somebody's life?
I should never date an Asian girl. Our hands are small, so we need to stroke it with 2 hands. We'll keep having kids until we get a boy. Then we'll pop out more. We age in reverse, so our coochie stays tight forever.
That isn't any means of like monetary gain. An actual emotional connection and spiritual connection, if that's the thing that you believe in. But what are you bringing to somebody's life that will actually benefit them in any way? If it is just monetary, it is not enough. It's not. So listen to women and stop being such turds.
Been drinking? Do you think I'd take this woman home sober?
Fair enough.
I wouldn't either. You're good to go. Good luck with that thing. Sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
If you look directly out in front of the horizon right there, you can see our future together.
To be continued.